welcome to another live stream playing some 10-minute rapid chess. Hopefully you'll learn something along the way. If you don't, I apologize. But yeah, we'll hop into a game and we'll see. Yeah, I'm 2063, as you can see right now, and I play on focus mode. Just as to not see my opponent's ratings, kind of can stress me out. Sometimes I play much higher rated opponents, like 22, 2300. And so sometimes it's nice to not have to worry about that. Okay, our opponent plays a very classic line that I've seen a few times. Now, this I think is the best move, bishop c5, just developing the bishop. However, I like to play h6, preventing the bishop going to g5, and I think it's an okay move. Now here I will play this. I would like to capture and play for d5 in the future. I'm first going to castle, and now we will depend on what his next move is. We will see. Okay. Hopefully this is going to save and record, and I can upload this to YouTube as well as Twitch. If I've done it wrong, then we won't be able to, but it should be okay. Okay. Plays an interesting knight in. He wants this, but then we trade bishops. Let's take this. We'll see. Do you take with the bishop? It takes with the pawn. Okay, so we're going to grab the bishop too. Oh, did I hang a pawn? I hung a pawn. I'm playing a little too fast. Let's just go here. Okay. So hello to the few people who have just tuned in. I'm just playing kind of like yesterday, but this hopefully will be saved. Okay. I'm down a pawn. Played a pretty bad line. Oh, my bishop almost gets trapped. I'm just about surviving. Very lucky. And he unpins the knight. Very straightforward move. I am gonna play for a5, preventing b4. And I'd like to activate the rook. I expect maybe a bishop e3, but bishop e3, I have this. Ooh, okay, hang on. I have a potentially good line. Let me try this. If this knight moves, okay. If the bishop takes, I have a good move. I'm just setting up a trap. If bishop takes, I have this, and it's a fork. If pawn takes, I don't. Okay, pawn takes. Oh well, it was worth an attempt since our position wasn't perfect. I should play for a little breakthrough over here. I think it'll help. Okay. So he pushes. Should we push this? I think we could. Let's push. I'd like to put the queen here. Threaten this. As well as I can retreat the bishop if I need. Which could be very useful. Okay. Hit the queen. I'd still like his bishop to move. And hang this fork. I might try and find a way through that. Not 100% sure yet. But we'll see. Okay. We're still just down a simple pawn. If we trade everything off into an opposite coloured bishop endgame, this is a draw, even if he's up a pawn. Sometimes even two you can hold a draw. But we'll see. Okay, he moves the queen down. If I push and he pushes, am I free to take after queen takes? I think that's a bit odd. Oh, maybe actually. Hang on. I maybe have an idea. I expect him to push. Not 100% sure what'll happen. Yeah, he pushes. Okay, so if takes, queen takes, and then I bring this over and try and get in. Let's play for that, and then bring my rook over here. This is, of course, defended. Now, if in the future I have to be careful of potential moves like this, which doesn't matter right now. I have danger levels, of course. Okay, he comes back to this square. That allows queen b2, I mean rook b2, sorry, which I'm going to try and set up. Not sure what it does overall, but we might as well try and create something. Okay, he moves his rook over. He offers us a rook trade. Now, can I play this move? Because after if takes, and he takes my pawn, I just lose another pawn, which I don't think I can afford to lose. Now rook takes. Okay. I'm going to drop the bishop back, hit the rook. And if he leaves the back rank, there's always potential hope, but of course it's covered right now. We can definitely try and sneak in for the back rank. Okay, hopefully we'll save a draw here, I hope. This is still tricky, but I'll do my best. Okay. So we have no real play, which is a shame. He's trying to push. Maybe queen e5, because on pushes I can take this, but then he takes this, I go here. Let's go for that. If you push, I take, you take, I come here. If you take, I play whatever takes, and then I'm threatening mate. We'll see. I'm thinking of doing something where I go over openings. Let me know what you think. I could learn them as well, like in between the streams or the posts. I could try and learn a new opening, which could help, and then we just play that opening, see how it fares. So hopefully you'd learn something, I'd learn something. Okay, he offers the exchange. Now I almost do want the exchange, but the issue with it, after takes, rook here, this, I have no moves. And I do not wish to have no moves. I want to give myself winning chances. I need the queens on the board for that. If I were to trade off, I'd be giving him an advantage, I think. Okay, so he does just target my piece again. Now this seems a bit better, because I trade on a better square. After takes, if takes... will I push that? Okay, I'll offer the queen trade on this square now. I think this is slightly more accurate. I'm not sure if it is, but we'll find out. So yeah, feel free to leave any suggestions of whatever you think I should try and play. I'm happy to play any openings, as well as just figure out whatever. We can do puzzles as well if you wanted this. We could try and do some... Okay, let me try and sneak in. I assume he'll push, which means these pawns are going to be stuck forever. And this is a light squared pawn, which if you don't know is useful in endgames for me. The reason being, if we trade everything off and he has a bishop and a pawn, and this pawn specifically on the light squared corner of promotion, it's a draw. It's completely unwinnable. Now, takes or takes. Here would just be a draw, so let's try and play for that. I want this move because takes, you have to stay on this file. Although you get two passed pawns, maybe it's not a super easy draw. I'm not sure. Okay, so he does push. Now I don't have to take, but I have to take. I'm hoping he takes with the rook, but I think he'll take with the bishop. Yep. Now, how would I get to this pawn? I don't, because he can cover as well. Well, in the future, maybe you sacrifice. I'm going to play this, so I can run the king forward if I need to. Maybe this, which would allow this. I'm not sure. So then you have to force to go here. But we'll see. We have a slight time advantage, yep. If he gives this check, I would be forced down, and I don't want to be. Let's hit the pawn, see where he goes. He can push the pawn completely free. But then I come in, he goes here. But then if I go here, I lose this, so I have to come this way. I think I have to cover d7. Yeah, sometimes I like to draw little patterns. I find it kind of fun. It kind of helps with the mouse movements as well, just so that, you know, you can have some fun. I said this on yesterday's stream, but if you didn't know, you can do multiple colored arrows with different buttons on the keyboard, which not many people know of, but it's very useful to know. I'll explain that in just a second. Let me think. If I go here, I get checked here. He pushes, and I am completely losing. Yeah, pushes is a very strong move after rook here. Well, I guess it's not immediately. What if I just push a pawn? Here, check. I go this way, and you push. Oh, but no, you can't go here. And okay, after checks. So sorry. If you just right click and drag, you get orange arrows. If you hit Control and drag, you get red. Alt, you get blue, and FN. Oh no, Shift. Sorry, you get green. For calculating multiple lines, it can help. Now he still can't push. I cover this square. Okay, I have to go here. Or here. I can. Oh no. If I go here, I lose to this. So I go all the way back. If this, he's not actually threatening to take. I'm going to have to play for this and give up this pawn, which is an issue for sure. But I'll do my best to not lose this. It's a terrible, terrible game. Rook takes, king takes. Yeah, he's a very strong lineup here, which is a shame. If this, okay, so he doesn't attempt to win the pawn. Okay. Also, I'll try and set up an actual stream schedule as soon as I can. Hopefully, I'll be streaming roughly every day. I know I'm going to struggle to do so this weekend because I have a few things going on. But I'll be trying to stream as often as possible because I will learn something at the same time. And I think it'll be good. Okay, yeah, so he's keeping my king cut off, you see? My king can never participate. It's a very good technique by my opponent. Instead of running this way, my king can no longer participate, and he's going to run the king all the way down, and I will have no moves. Now I can give check, and actually I can leave. I can give check and run, because you cannot push. Not immediate, at least. But where do I go? Because if I cut this off, he gets down, I come up, he goes underneath, and I'm going to lose, right? I could put the bishop on this square, because if you push, I win. Well, I don't win, but I don't lose anymore. If I go here, he can't defend the pawn, so he defends. If I go here and you come down, let me go here. Can he push now if I just blundered this? No, I have check and takes. Which was quite lucky, I didn't actually plan that. I kind of just blundered. But I will have this check, which I think is useful. He's running a little low on time, a little bit lower than I think he'd like. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what my opponent plays. If he runs to the side, I think I just cover over the top. And if he comes in, I can play this. But then after here, he still can't. Yeah, he goes here. I can give this check, which I think I will, because if you run inwards, I'm going to take with check. Even if you get this pawn, it's much easier for me to defend. Now if you go back, I come back. If you do come forward, I think I take, and I think I hold. Maybe I don't. Maybe this is a blunder. I'm gonna take with check. By the way, if he takes, that's mate. That's not mate. He has to block, but that would be an amazing way to lose this game. Taking the pawn and I win. I would love it. Check that out. Yeah, he doesn't. Okay, now I have to move the bishop. I do have to be careful actually. Maybe this is a big blunder by me. We'll see. Oh. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure. Because if I move, I lose the bishop. If I move the bishop anywhere, the king infiltrates. And after this, I'm going to have to give the rook up. I might have to sack the bishop somehow, but I don't even see how that's possible. So what to play, what to play, what to play? Well, we're at a standstill, aren't we? Because king here, or even just pushing the pawn is completely lost. I think we can resign here. I cannot prevent d7 if I come all the way down. If I move the rook, I lose the bishop. If I come here and defend it, he just pushes. And after I cover, king runs over, or the rook comes down. It's not there, because I would just lose it, but king comes over, and there's nothing I can do. I don't think... Here. Actually, he could just queen, force me to take and take this. Or he could sack there immediately, and if I take, he queens, so I shall resign. Well played by my opponent. Pretty bad game on my end, but hey, we'll learn. I'll throw in another one. I'll try and... I think I'll take my time a bit more in the opening. Try and think it out. Okay. E5. This is my least favorite opening. I'll take... Okay. Knight here, Scotch Gambit? Okay, Scotch Gambit I can play. Now if they push, very critical idea. Okay, this is a transposition, basically. Can't I just play this? What's the difference? This is just like an Italian, but kind of weird. A bit like a fried liver, but he's added the move d4 in, which may be better or worse, I really don't know. Now if he gives check, okay, he gives it. You play c6 normally. I didn't want to do that. I don't like it because, you know, people know it too much at my level. And so blocking with a bishop kind of changes it up and it confuses them a lot of the time. I'll just cover. Now this traps my knight because I'm a terrible chess player. I got lucky. Let's see if putting an eye on the edge of the board. Although no, yeah, it did. That just trapped my knight previously. But, you know, whatever. Okay, the knight hangs if I play knight takes. So even if this, can I just take? Takes. No, I can't. Yes, I can. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Free pawn. Well, no. I'm gonna go here first. Just have you come back. Or there, whichever you prefer. But I'm gonna pick this pawn up. And it's not bad. Okay, which square does he go to? I've seen both. But normally I have a pawn on e5. Alright. This is so far a decent position. I said I was supposed to spend more time in the opening. I've blitzed out all my moves. But that's fine. Oh, wow. He tries to counter. Sort of counter, yeah. Okay. So I take, you take. I take. I could just take this. And then if you take, I take like this. I think that's what I'll play. I'll play for this. Bishop takes, bishop takes. Now he might desperado. Sack the knight, I think. Hmm. Yep. And I have to capture. But if it takes, I get this. I get the light squared bishop off the board. Oh, I didn't quite blunder that. I almost blundered that. So yes, it would be if this was check somehow, but I have a threat of the queen, so it's fine. Just to move the queen, I pick the bishop up, which is useful because I might also have the bishop pair if I can. See, so far nothing very interesting in these games, actually. Quite monotonous repetition, always looking for little sacrifices along the files, just because. Now, what is our opponent debating? Okay, so he's kind of betting that I wasn't going to take, maybe, forcing me to take. Do you split your pawns? You do, okay. Now, I will threaten this. He has this, but I'll take this in exchange. And after you move off this file, I'm not sure, maybe that. If queen takes, bishop takes, I could hit the rook, the bishop. We'll see. Okay, he just goes back. He doesn't want to go into the long calculation lines. I'm just going to gain the tempo on the bishop, force it to go all the way back. It's always nice to have a tempo. Good. Now, how do we win? If I were Hikaru, I'd know. Queen up. I'm going to try and bring the rook over and activate my bishop a bit better. Yeah. So, we'll see. Okay. Wow. That's a peculiar move, I guess. Let's just shuffle. Ooh, that hangs this. Although technically it doesn't. I have bishop here, and if you take, I take, and it's a fork. Can I, wait, so let's calculate this. Queen here, threatening stuff like this, but it technically doesn't blunder a fork. So I have bishop here, he takes, I take, and if you just move, then I just take. I think that should work. Okay, yeah, so he does play into the fork, but was I correct? Bishop d6. He takes the queen, I take, and I have both pieces hanging. And if here I take, and I just win. Look at that. That's a cool move. If this is correct, we'll have a look at the analysis after. Allowing the fork to counter him. Okay, but now he has both pieces hanging. How do you survive? Do you like both pieces hang? How do you cling on to both? I got news for you. I don't think you can. There we go. Very nice line. That's cool. I'm very happy we found that. And that's a very powerful. And we get the resignation. Let's have a look if that was the best move. We'll see. Hopefully the analysis works relatively fast. It seems to be quite slow. But we will see if my move was considered good. It was. Look at that. Queen g6 is the best move. Knight e5 is bad because of bishop d6. Ah, it's wrong. That's slightly inaccurate. Bishop f6 is a little bit better. But look at that. It's very cool. So sometimes you can allow forks because you can counterpin. It's a pretty cool line. All right. We'll play another one. We got a pretty good game. Okay, 2063. We'll see what happens. e4, e5, knight f3. Right, so bishop c4. Okay, the Italian. Bishop c5. Okay, so this is the one opening I know the best. c3. On knight f6. Ah, he plays this. Okay. He plays d6 instead. Check comes back. On comes back, I believe critical move is h3 to prevent any sort of this. Which could be pretty instructive. I will just continue developing. Should I develop this side? Not sure. I could drop the bishop. I'll play a3. We'll wait. We'll just wait. Okay, so he does want to break out. I'm going to put the queen here, which isn't useful. But on takes, I'm not going to take this. There's just no point me taking. I could push, which I think's kind of funny. I'm going to push. I'm not sure how good the move is, but it's definitely funny. On knight in, we take, and then maybe drop the bishop back. Take the knight. If the bishop comes over, we do have a solid line set up. Pretty good, pretty good. Well, pretty good. I'm still thinking of the previous game. I'm looking at the lines, but we'll see. Okay. Does he play knight a5 or knight e5? Okay, here's the e5. I will capture. Okay, so he has these two. Now, if I drop the bishop back, he could push, and then try and push again, you see? But if I go here... What happens if I try and capture his bishop first? Let's have a quick little think. Here I can put the queen in the way, but that's annoying for me. I'm going to go bishop back. On pushes, I'm going to play bishop f3. Which isn't great. I kind of just missed the fact that he could push, because there would be a pawn on e5. Yep. Now, I can remove his bishop. Well, you could play here. And we could play for a while. I don't want to be doing that, although maybe I do, actually. Let's play this. Knight here. I'll just move the queen up. Just come and defend. Okay. Takes. I'll take with the bishop. Put the bishop on a1. Okay, knight here. Queen up. I think this is okay. Now he might try and... Yeah, now he's playing for this. He also has this. But can I interfere? Ooh. I just move over, right? If bishop takes, pawn takes... Oh, this is also that. Let's go over. It's probably losing for me. Very close. But we'll see. He has a very big attack brewing. I just let it happen. I kind of sat there as he moved all his pieces towards. So you shouldn't always ignore your opponent's threats. But I have a very bad structure. So much for knowing my openings. See, people aren't that great. Even me. So we've all got stuff to learn. Well, unless you're Magnus and you're just amazing at chess. Just so incredible. I don't think he'll take that. There's no point pre-moving it. He just won't take. Do I rotate the knight down? Maybe back. G1 looks a bit wacky, but maybe it holds. Takes, and you just start. Maybe you play some sort of painful attack. We'll see. Okay, yeah, so he starts bringing in the pieces. He's coming in. He wants to bulldoze me down this file, which is fair. Now, what if I bring the knight back? The knight can go to g1 if need be. I can also put the rook here, but that hangs this. Maybe I have to give that up. I'm not sure. If knight takes, bishop takes, it's mate. Okay. Can I ignore knight takes? Let me just put the rook here. What happens if that? Bishop takes. Yeah, I can't allow that. Okay. Well, he's definitely outplayed me, I'll give you that. If I go here first... No, yeah, here bishop takes. It's very, very annoying. I might just... I have to play for that, actually. I have no choice but to allow bishop takes and bring my rook over. That's fine. Yep, that's a shame, but what can you do? Sometimes you have to give up some material to try and survive. I will push this and come take. And we'll see. Maybe I'll hold on. Maybe I won't. Maybe he won't even take the rook. That would be quite scary. When your opponent doesn't take a free exchange, you should start asking questions if you're trying to survive or not. If you're gonna survive, because it can get really bad. Alright, my opponent doesn't even take. Oh, he does take. He took, I pre-moved, and he played this. Which seems kind of useless, because the bishop's not going to go to any of these squares. Okay, I'll just push the pawns. I have a good light squared clamp, but I have a light squared bishop, which means my clamp is essentially useless. I'm lucky my knight defends my rook, so he can't sack the bishop. Although if he did sack, I could play this. No, bishop takes. Lots of information here. Okay, immediately bishop here. Control the file, very nice. Now the queen has got no way in, because the diagonals are all blocked. If I can, in some universe, maybe sack the knight at some point. Looks a bit crazy. Now, how do I make progress? Because I have a decent defensive system here, but I can't move. Let me go here. Oh, I've blundered. The queen had to keep defending the bishop. And now knight takes wins him the game. Yep. I'll take and take with the knight. Bishop takes, takes. Terrible. I played a little bit too fast, you see? Just this to activate, and it's easy. Maybe queen here, but after takes, even just this, I don't see myself surviving. Although I'd get takes and here and yeah. Now can I play here? I have to try and play for a trade and get myself a clamp. I expect him to take and play some sort of weird move. Although no, he kind of has to. He could take this first maybe. In a universe I guess no, I'm just down in the exchange. There's just no way. Takes the queen. It's easy. Now I take with this pawn, so I'd have maybe hopes of creating a pass pawn. The bishop hangs. It actually has to go all the way back. Oh no, it can go here. I still think it's pretty funny to look at. If I push this, he takes, I push, he goes under, I take. Do you know? Wait, pushes, takes. I feel like I have hope, because I get all these pawns. Hang on. Let's try and have a look at this. Of course he cannot let me push, I win the game. If he pushes, I push. Yeah, takes. Now he's gonna play this. Yeah, but here. And now these pawns are hanging. And I'm... Oh, this... Yeah, at least I take with check. He's kind of trapped my pieces in. I didn't want to trade the knights if I could avoid it. Here. Takes. I go here. Pushes. Okay, I'm going to have to just play for this. And then rotate the knight to a square where it survives. I go here. Okay, he just takes. Okay, you can't get too near too easily. I'm going to have to run all the way around. You have to go here. Then do I go here? He has this check, which is very, very annoying. Yeah, do I go here? If you take, I take, you give check, I move. Then you go under, I take, you take. Yeah, this is very, very strong. Oh no, wait, I go here. Here I go here. Ah, but he goes here and sacks the rook. Very, very simple. No, nothing holds. That's a shame. Yeah, he's just gonna sack the rook. Look at that. I almost held it, but I couldn't. Maybe I should have tried to play for this line. Takes, takes, takes. King runs to here. He creates a passed pawn, creates two passed pawns. Unfortunately, we can resign. We'll play one more. Just one, and then it's more of a test anyway. We'll see if I save the VOD and if it'll upload actually. So it could be useful. Okay. G5. I play regular chess. Okay, he doesn't play is he gonna play for this? No. Okay, this is a very interesting line. Do you take? No, you can't possibly take. I play big center. Push your pawns. Always nice. I should get some music up. I wonder if I could do that. I think it would be cool if we had some music playing. I'll look into that. Because when I am thinking, it creates a bit of a silence otherwise. We just had a bit of music going. Okay, knight or queen? Queen. Might as well activate a knight to a better square. C5. Knight here. 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 Moves. Takes. I don't really want to put a knight on that square. But we'll see. Maybe I'll have to put a knight on a3. Okay, he offers me a trade to connect his pawns. I'm going to play this. Setting up stuff down here, maybe. Okay, he's going to castle long, it seems. And I'm going to be very aggressive. If he castles long, I'm going to take this pawn. So I'm just asking him, how do you defend this? Because you actually have to do this or king here. And it looked like he was trying to castle long, so I think I achieved my goal. Actually, no, this doesn't work because I take. Ah, he gives me a pawn. Okay. He thinks the activity is worth it. We'll see. This I take. That's defended. If you just develop at knight, I will just castle. Should I castle long too? I feel like I'm good if I... Yeah, I feel like I'm good castling short. Now I can just play this. It's completely fine. That, I'll come back to a3. Yep, let's castle long. That's defended. I mean short, sorry. Terrible. This is short castling, obviously. What's up to my currently new viewer? How's it going? Just trying to survive. So there's this. I'm gonna rotate back. I'm gonna rotate back. And then upon this move I get to play this. Does this not work? Because the issue is here, well, pawn takes anyway, but would this not be a decent move? I'll take first. And how can I play b4? Because you cannot come in, I cover everything. I guess you can go here. I don't think it's a very useful move. Takes here. And then if you do end up rotating, taking this, I just get the open file. Here. Let's push this, just so he doesn't have this. I should have played a3. a3 was better. Played a bit too fast again. Just, it would have completely prevented knight b4. Okay, so he just goes back. Let's push. Let's go. My knight covers. Oh, okay, let's push. He's going to go here. And at that point, do I second rook? Obviously, he plays knight b3. Probably the only move. And do I take? Allowing this, take this, and then come here. He will go here. And if I decide to take and take, yeah, so he does go here. This is, I had seen all this. Okay, let's play it. Knight takes a1. I take. King takes. Yeah. Yeah, I do take. And then I take rook a8. Rook a8, knight a4. You can't go... Knight a4 looks interesting. So I get the push. And then you end on a light square, probably. I have also just pinned myself, but as long as I don't forget that, I'll be okay. Okay, we'll try this. Preventing the king. Okay, so I can push this. It's completely fine. I will push. Now if here, I'll push... Do I push this on takes? No, I can't. Cannot push. He can play to b7, but then he has to be very careful himself. Of... Yeah, because this pawn is very strong. Although, if this... No, he does defend everything. That's a shame. That is a shame. His knight's very annoyingly placed, actually. He comes forwards. Okay. Now, if I push... If I drop the bishop back, that would defend. And then I go here. But I had blunder this. Which I don't want to blunder. Where did you go from here? Do I rotate all the way around? Okay, let me go here. I know it loses this pawn, but I need some activity. I expect this. To which I'll play king f2. Oh no, I won't. The knight covers d7. I've blundered. That is a shame. Look at that. My plan was, if you're wondering, was this. Oh, king here. He's gone back. Okay. He didn't have to go back. He had a good defensive move. Now I push. He takes. If I rotate, can I gambit this? Check. Check. No, I take. Oh, we're losing already. I mean, I can't stop this other than playing bishop d1. But how terrible is that move? I mean, it just loses everything. And if I go here, you can just take. And after I move, you take this. I didn't want to lose all my pieces, but it seems like I might have to, unfortunately. I can't push, of course, takes. Rook takes. If the rook was here, I could. That'd be very useful. I'm still trying to make this move work in my head. I don't see a definitive win. I don't see anything that holds. Alright, we'll sack the rook. The knight, sorry. Takes. It'd be very mean if you played this first. I'd be a bit sad. But, you know, you probably could. So, what do we do? Yeah, he takes this as I thought. He wants the two pawns in exchange. Well, he'd probably take like this. I have to rotate back. Oh, my bishop hangs. Look at that. Terrible move. It seems we didn't have a good day. I played some bad chess. Yeah, I missed after the knight moved. My bishop hung. So he'll take the bishop, and I'm going to have to resign. That was bad play. Try not to play like me. Try not to play like me. It won't help. But, yeah, I'll resign. And I'll throw in a puzzle or two, because why not? Okay, 30, 40. I haven't done puzzles in a while. I'm in check. So you have to find the move that escapes check. I have lots of options. Probably only one that survives. I probably have to try and shield myself. So I'm going to instinctively go up. Yeah, see? If I go here, his only check is this. If I go here, it's mate. So I have to not go up, it seems. And I can take. And after check, I go back. If check here, here. Is that just a perpetual? Oh, that's a shame. Oh no. Wait. Here, here, here. Because if here, mate. Takes queen here. I go this way. If I go back, it's a perpetual check. So I go this way. Yeah, there we go. See, so that's how you just try and probably hide with your pawns. It should help. Okay, white's a move. What are we playing with? We have this at first to look at. If queen takes, he has two options. And then we don't have anything, it seems. But if bishop takes, we have what seems to be a good move. So you can't go here because it's mate. So here, 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 here. And then you have to figure out the difficult part, but it's not difficult. It is not mate. I had completely missed that he could go that way. That looked so obscure, I didn't even consider it. That's just gonna be mate, right? Yeah, it's just mate. Yeah. It looked obscure. Okay, we'll go till I miss one, and then, because why not? Free knight if I take, but actually I could block, but no, of course I take. And then I block, you have no checks. That's a nice move. There's a free knight there, which I'm gonna take. Oh no, it's a fork. Now where is the best move to not lose? Very interesting position. If I go here, you can always give check and take. If... Ooh. See, so you should always try and calculate these to the end. It does help, because now I'm stuck in the middle of a puzzle. That's kind of annoying. Do I sack the bishop? No. There's a way to save these pieces. There has to be. Yeah, there just has to be a way. But I don't see it. I really don't. If I move the queen, he just simply takes my bishop. If I sack, he simply takes like this, or like this. Do I just have to sack the bishop? No. Ooh, so there was a better move. There's a way to save the pieces. Really? How? This lets him check. Oh, that I block, but then this, it's obvious. Yeah, so it's queen f3 because, yeah, he has to take, and he walks into a pin. And had he given me a check, I block with a bishop, and then none of my pieces are hanging. Okay. Yeah, and he's put in prison. It's kind of funny. I failed one, but I feel like playing one more. This will be the last one. And then hopefully the VOD saves and I can upload it. It'll be a good thing. Okay. One more puzzle. Let's go. Let's do this. Easy. Easy puzzle. Easy puzzle. What does rook here do? Rook here looks pretty good. He'd have to cover. No. Most of these are checks. So it's probably this check. Then you have to figure out the rest. Can I sack the rook here? What about this, then this? Because if rook takes, knight takes, queen takes, the queen has to block. Then you go here. Then if the queen blocks, you lose. So you have to go here. And then it's mate. Oh, there we go. Check, check, check. Oh, he blocks, yeah. And check. Nice. Had he gone... My line I calculated, had he gone here, that's mate. Okay. So thank you all for showing up, for those who did, and of course I'll upload this if I am able to save it. If not, this will disappear. Just let me know what you'd like to see content of. I can do puzzles, openings, we can look at more specific tactics, endgames, pawn, rook, whatever you like. Let me know, and yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.